SportsBeat is powered by KSLSports.com.
Another great weekend of college football. Welcome to SportsBeat. Jeremiah Jensen and Sam Farnsworth. We'll look back at BYU's big win over USC and look ahead to the Utes battle this week with the Trojans.
Great weekend football. Well, from football to football, right? It's such a tight race in the Western Conference of Major League Soccer. RSL has just 4 games left now, and only 7 points separate the number 2 seed from the 8th spot. That's a spot out of the playoffs altogether. Minnesota United was just 1 point behind RSL to start the day, but that did change today. RSL did get on the board first. Albert Rusnak, check this out, sneaks it right past the keeper. That's his 10th goal of the season, giving RSL the 1-0 lead. But not too long after the goal, they draw even. Darwin Quintero puts Raimondo in the spin cycle here. Whoop! Ties this game up at 1 each. Then in the 51st minute, Darwin Quintero, well, he strikes again. Nutmegs the defender, back of the net. That's 2 goals for him. RSL can't seem to beat Minnesota in St. Paul. They lose 3-1. Real drops to 4th in the standings. Minnesota up to 3rd. Well, Real Salt Lake defender Tony Beltran has been with the club since 2008. Today, he announced his retirement. He did so with a letter to the fans, thanking them and telling them that he's lived his dream. Knee injuries caught up with Beltran after 12 seasons. He says the end brings him peace and understanding.
Time for a break. When we return, it's all about college football.
The Utes rise in the polls, and we look back at BYU's big win.
Pressure comes. He's got a boot away from it. Splits 2 defenders. Zach throws. Oh, he's wide open. Romney makes the catch.
We study the film with David Nixon and Stevenson Sylvester. They'll show us why the Cougars' defense was able to force so many turnovers.
And we'll look back at some of the great finishes between the Utes and USC as they get set to meet on Friday. SportsBeat comes back right after this.
SportsBeat is powered by KSLSports.com.
Turn our focus now to college football, and we begin with the Cougars. Kalani Sitake has embraced the Cougars' difficult independent schedule. 2 years ago, it exposed the program's flaws in a 4-9 season.
Yeah, fast forward to today, and it's providing the Cougars an opportunity to shine against some of the country's most storied programs. BYU's win over USC, definitely one that will be cherished by BYU fans for a very long time.
Slovis in the gun with Carr. Throws to the goal line. Touchdown USC. Michael Pittman Jr. Looks and fires quickly to his right. Picked off. Diving interception made. Just shy of the 30-yard line. And it was Gamwolaku, the other number 5, on the touchdown run. The chest high snap. The pull away from the running back. Dumps it off. Intercepted. Yes, it is. Isaiah Kafusi with a pick. 35-30. Wilson steps up, fires, completes. Simon, oh, how'd he hang on to that? Micah Simon rocked in the back. Play fake to Tyson. Zach throws to the 10, to the 5, caught at the goal line. Touchdown, Cougars! See, the handoff slows to Malapei. Malapei into the end zone for a touchdown. Behind him is Tonga. The give is to Dayan. The push with Gamwolaku, and he got there. On 4th and 1, I think it's 1.5 yards, but let's see. Oh, they missed it by 3 inches.
The ruling on the field stands. First down, USC.
Kalani's very fired up. Deep and goes for the end zone for Pittman. There's jousting with Gamwolaku, who knocks. Oh, he made the catch! Pittman makes the catch. Flag flies. Is it a push off on Pittman? I think he ends up with the ball. Right, they motion one of them, Mill. They fake, fly sweep. They drop Zach. Pressure comes. He's got a boot away from it. Splits 2 defenders. Zach throws. Oh, he's wide open. Romney makes the catch, and the Cougars have it at the 17-yard line. Huge play, trips left, twins right, empty, quarterback draw. Wilson 15, 10, Wilson on his feet, 5, on his feet, touchdown! Into the end zone he goes, and the Cougars take the lead! He's got trips to his right, single wide left. He looks middle, he throws, deflected and incomplete, almost intercepted. He threw for Pittman on the down and in. The ball hung in the air. If BYU picks it off, the game is all but over. Lines it up, puts his foot into it, and it is plenty good.
This is the call.
Call's tails.
It is tails. You won the toss. You want to start off on defense?
No matter the score, no matter the time that's left on the clock, this team just keeps fighting and keeps fighting. And
low snap, kick on its way, and through for 3 for Jake Oldroyd.
We had no doubt that we were going to win it, just like Tennessee's.
The gun, he claps the hands, takes a chest-high snap. He will throw quickly, batted up and intercepted. Did they get it? If they got it, it's over. It's over. The Cougars picked it off, and in overtime they won it.
Yeah, obviously, I was just running to the ball. Like, the linebacker, Vika and them, they made the play, and I seen the ball pop up. And like Coach always said, tips and overthrows, we got to get them.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Interception.
It's over, and the Cougars have won it.
It's easy to go into Monday learning off of a win, right? I mean, we still got so many things we got to get better on, but the fact that we got to win is huge. And, you know, I'm so proud of this team for battling.
We have a big team, a big-time opponent coming to town again, and really looking forward to that one.
What a win for the Cougars. Now let's go into the film room with David Nixon and Stevenson Sylvester. You know, Zach Wilson was great in that fourth quarter, but you know what? Defense and winning the turnover battle, when you do that, stuff like this can happen.
Yes, definitely a must-needed win for BYU. They did a great job of holding down USC, but that defense came up with some pressure.
Yeah, Kyrus Tonga really set the tone earlier for this BYU defense. And we see a play here where he takes the center and walks him back 7 yards into the lap of Slovis, the quarterback, does a fantastic job of holding off the center and comes up the sack. And when you see the quarterback come up from this, he was just discombobulated. The kid was lost. I think he actually got poked in the eye there by Kyrus Tonga, but it really riled the quarterback, which paid off because 2 plays later, he throws the pick to Peyton Wilgar. So great play by this defense, specifically Kyrus Tonga. He was in the backfield all night.
Yeah, welcome that freshman to college football. How about that? But still, on the flip side, Isaiah Kafusi comes up with another interception this season. Talk about this cover 3 by this linebacker.
First of all, it's all done by the D-tackle Mahi up front. He's going to get pressure into the freshman quarterback's eyes. But Isaiah Kafusi, he has cover 3. He has the flats, does a great job of coming off his covers. He reads the quarterback's eyes, comes up with the pick. And that's how it was for the quarterback. He was staring down his receivers all afternoon long. And Isaiah Kafusi down here, he has the flat area. He's trying to work that way, but he reads the eyes, does a great job of flipping his hips, 45-degree angle, and comes up with interception.
So he's supposed to be right here, but just because he's being an athletic player, he's where the quarterback is.
Exactly. You read the quarterback's eyes. And like I said, Slovis, he was locked on his receivers all afternoon.
Now, a lot of BYU fans might be saying, well, they're not getting any pressure on the quarterback. So, David, explain how that, in this situation, that is not such a bad thing.
Yeah, listen, this is the BYU defense of this year. They're going to rush 3, and they're going to force these quarterbacks to try to pick them apart with dropping 8 guys. The positive about this BYU defense compared to old defenses, you've got guys like Chaz Ayu, Isaiah Kafusi, Kavika Fanua, backers who can cover. So when you've got that luxury, you take advantage of that, and you drop 8 because those guys are assets in your defense and come up with big plays and big turnovers.
Awesome. 0 sacks, but 3 picks, which is a big deal.
I'll take the turnovers over sacks any day of the week.
But also, Zach Wilson comes up big at the end of this game.
Yeah, huge play by Zach Wilson here. You look at the situation, BYU's down 4 with 5:47 left of the game. Does a great job of setting up the pass. He takes 2 steps back. In doing so, the backers for USC spread out, and Zach Wilson takes it right at the gut. I mean, this was a fantastic play. Look at this hole. Listen, even Jeremiah could run through this hole. I mean, look at what the offensive line did for him there, and then just Zach being Zach. I mean, he makes a couple guys miss, gets in the end zone. The crowd was going insane at this point. Huge play for BYU, and specifically Zach Wilson, to use his legs.
Yeah, but here we use his arm, but he also got some help from Tyus Williams.
Oh, man, Tyson Williams scans across the offense, comes up and picks up the big D in to buy Zach some time, and then a dime. A dime from Zach, threw it to Dax Milne, and it's a simple go route.
Right.
You have Dax Milne lines up to the number 2 receiver, and he's going to beat the DB here. Fantastic release on the outside, understands his leverage, holds off the DB a little bit, and comes up with the ball. And that's the one thing with these BYU receivers this year. is they're coming up and they're not dropping balls, which is rare. I think in years past, the receivers had a tough time coming up with big plays. But BYU, I mean, all around, clean game. And we knew going into the game, in order for them to win this game, they had to have a perfect game. And really, with no turnovers, they basically did.
I don't know how good USC is, but I could tell from the reaction of the players, the fans, and Kalani Sitake, David, that this was a big win for BYU's program.
This was a huge win. It's kind of got the monkey off their back because BYU struggled to have that signature win at home under Kalani Sitake, and finally they get a ranked opponent at home, take care of business. And I think it only builds their confidence even more now heading into Washington this week, another ranked opponent coming into LaVell Edwards Stadium. Beatable opponent. And so I think, yeah, it's just building this confidence of this team. And like I said, gets that monkey off the back of Kalani Sitake, who hadn't really proven that he could win the big ones, and he finally pulls through.
BYU is the more physical team against USC. We'll see if they can do that against Washington. Sam?
All right, great stuff, guys. Well, how about the Utes? They did what you would have expected them to do against an FCS opponent. They dominated. The national polls found favor with the Utes' win against Idaho State, bumping them up one spot in the rankings to 10th and 11th in the AP and coaches' polls. The pass game was near perfect. Moss was a machine on the ground, and the D pitched a shutout. Here's how it all happened.
Ute fans, good afternoon and welcome into beautiful Rice Eccles Stadium on a sunny Saturday. Bounces out of the tackle at the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, up the far sideline, and out of bounds he goes in Bengal territory. Van Glennon with the hold. The kick is away. It's high, it's end over end, and it is good. There you go, Jaden Reddick for Utah. Zach Smith, man missing the backfield. He's got open field, 35-30, 25-20. He's to the 10, he's to the 5, and out of bounds at the 1-yard line. I was waiting for the call from the referee. This is Moss, and that's unfair. Touchdown, Utes. Pressure breaks through, and he takes a seat. Huntley, play action, straight back, looking down the field, throwing down the field. He's got Dixon out there. It's caught. 20, 10, 5, touchdown. That's Brian Thompson. On the ground. Not much doing right side. This will go for a loss. Francis Bernard with help from Devin Lloyd. A play fake and a clean platform. Look at that ball. Complete to Kiki. Down the left sideline. That cuts in. Kiki. Touchdown. Utah. They face a tall order today against that defensive front. QB draw. Amos Swan. So first down in plus territory. They'll get it in the hands of Covey. And he carries tacklers inside the 30. First down for Covey. Wilmore takes the handoff. Now there's a burst on first and 15 for Wilmore. As Huntley takes another swing. And Utah is short. Amos looking left all the way. He drives the ball up on the quick. Immediately by Huber. High red zone at the 8-minute mark. A play fake, Huntley looking end zone. Brian Thompson brings it in. Touchdown, Utes. 23 yards, the Birds right behind it. Snap control that again. Along with Utah, but his nickname, they balance one for a reason, right? Second down and 10. That ball's batted in the air and taken right back by Utah. And they beat the Idaho State Bengals by a final score of 31-0. And it's a great day to be a Ute here in Salt Lake City.
All right, so let's welcome back Sly and David for this big win for the Utes. You know, this is their last game before conference play. It's against an FCS opponent. The Utes are nationally ranked. They had to dominate this game, right? And that's what they did. I mean, this is the outcome you would have expected, right?
Yeah, listen, when you play FCS-type opponents, you just got to take care of business. You want a clean game to kind of get you ready for the rest of your schedule. Utah does just that, and really specifically Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, he had an amazing game, which is what we wanted from him. We wanted to air him out and see his play, but you can definitely see his maturation at quarterback on display here, especially here. With pressure in his face, You know, he's able to stay confident in the pocket and deliver a dime to Brian Thompson down the field. It was just an awesome play here. Play action fake, sees his receiver, waits for him to get open. Dean splits the block, but his confidence in staying in the pocket, followed through with it, and puts it on the money. Keeps him in stride, and so he's able to outrun the defender, gets him out of his running stance, but it was just a perfect play by Tyler Huntley.
So moving on, Huntley does a great job pre-snap reads of the corner blitz, right? You're going to see a corner come off the side. Him understanding where the guys are coming from, I think that's a big thing going into Pac-12 play, especially against USC team that's going to provide some pressure.
Yeah, so this corner's going to blitz off the edge here. So this safety's supposed to have the corner's position at taking first to the flat. He doesn't, but since this huge cup right here, Tyler Huntley's literally just playing ball in the backyard, sees the wide open Keefe on the out and up, and let the athletes make a play here. And that's exactly what Keefe does on that and gets in the end zone.
So we talk about pre-snap reads. This play in particular shows just that. He understands the coverage, and this is something we want to see from a quarterback, like you said, going to the Pac-12 play, because these Pac-12 defense are going to throw everything at him, and be able to understand how the defense is lining up is a huge key.
Yeah, so they start with 2 high safeties out here, and then they rotate to thirds. And so once he sees that it's thirds, he knows he has one-on-one with the corner and Brian Thompson back here, and that's just athlete on athlete. He puts the ball on the money. They practice this. So yes, he caught it out of bounds with 1 foot in, but they practice this all the time. Look at that. That's perfect display. You see it all the time. What we call it in the NFL is Tony toe tap. That's what Antonio Brown loves to call it. Tony toe tap, and that's exactly what he does, is getting the ball in the end zone.
So they've got USC coming up, a team that, as we know, just lost to BYU. They're going to be fired up. Does Tyler Huntley, can he carry this over against a fired-up USC team to open up conference play?
Yes, I believe so. I think the experience of this team, now I think a lot of starters got a lot of rest at this game as well. But going into the Coliseum, knowing that we haven't had a win there is all the motivation that you need to go into this game. I think Tyler Huntley, Zach Moss, Brian Thompson on offense, Britton Covey on special teams, and that whole defensive unit is going to come with some serious passion.
That's another great thing about these games is you get your starters rested. You get some depth going as well. Some guys got some crucial reps. And so now you head into Pac-12 play. Everyone's got their reps in, ready to roll. Well, machine. We'll see how they roll out against USC.
See if the Utes can't make some history this weekend, Friday night. All right, JJ.
Thanks, Sam. There is some history between these two schools. As we know, USC and Utah have developed a rivalry in the Pac-12 South lately. The Utes have won 3 of the last 5 against the Trojans, and 2 of those 3 wins came in dramatic fashion. A perfect reason to dig into the KSL Sports video archive this week. First, in 2014, the Utes' first win over USC since joining the Pac-12. Crazy atmosphere at Rice-Eccles Stadium, down 21-17. The Utes needed a touchdown. Travis Wilson led an 11-play, 73-yard drive and capped it off with a 1-yard touchdown pass to Kalen Clay with 8 seconds left. Then Nate Orchard got the sack to end the Trojans' last play. Fans rushed the field, and the 19th-ranked Utes celebrated victory over the 20th-ranked Trojans. That image is powerful. Another dramatic finish in 2016. Down 27-17 in the 4th quarter. Troy Williams led a comeback. First, a 10-yard touchdown pass to Raylan Singleton in the rain. Gets the Utes within 3. Then Williams leads the Utes on a 15-play, 93-yard drive with 16 seconds left. Williams to Tim Patrick for the game-winning touchdown. There was never any doubt. Utah beat Sam Darnold and the Trojans 31-27. But you can't call it a weekend until you've seen our high school football highlight reel.
Yeah, the best week 5 of the high school football season had to offer is coming up.
Each Saturday at 6 p.m. on KSL, we bring you the best high school football highlights in the state on Game Night Live.
Yeah, and each Saturday we get to look back at those moments bundled all together in what we call the highlight reel.
Syracuse, still on his feet. How about the no give up of Roy? Touchdown Royals. Hamlin with the lane, stretches. Touchdown Syracuse.
Oh, the high school football in Utah is so good. Next week on Game Night Live, we're in Cache Valley. The Skyview Bobcats will host the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Two teams that know each other very well, a big battle in Region 11. You can watch it on the KSL TV app and KSLSports.com. And if you ever want to catch Game Night Live, you can watch it on the YouTube channel for KSL Sports as well.
It's a great watch. Definitely subscribe to that one.
Absolutely. Up next, a touching tribute by Georgia fans.
And some incredible catches in college and high school football as well.
You can't see this play enough.
Oh, man.
And you don't want to miss what happens to an MMA fighter who gets a little cocky in the cage. Great clips are up next.
Great clips of the week.
We start with this, and this was awesome. Arkansas State head coach Blake Anderson lost his wife Wendy to breast cancer last month. The Red Wolves were crushed by number 3 Georgia Saturday, but no one there will ever remember that. They will remember Georgia fans paying tribute to Wendy by wearing pink instead of red during the game. What a great gesture by Georgia Bulldogs fans.
Yeah, touching tribute there. Well, this may be the best video of the weekend from college football.
What?
Mississippi State quarterback Garrett Schrader takes a flight that he didn't buy a ticket for. You know, I'd like to say that John Elway did it better, but that was Super Bowl 32. This is week 3 of the college football season.
Oh, my gosh.
I think he's probably woke up today. You know.
I've seen pole vaulters jump less higher than that. All right, the best catch of the week goes to a receiver from the Idaho Vandals. That's right, the Idaho Vandals. That is Idaho freshman Hayden Hatton. One more look at this against Wyoming.
Oh, my.
Whoa, OBJ is jealous.
Oh, he had a lot of great catches this weekend. This one may have required the most focus, though. Kentucky's Ahmad Wagner had to track this ball after it was tipped, and you can see the defender's hands in his face, too. Still caught it for the touchdown.
That was pretty good. All right, Southern Utah earned their first win of the season, knocking off Stephen F. Austin in Cedar City Friday. Khalid Taylor apparently enjoys juggling in his free time when he isn't doing it on a football field. That is spot on, man. Well done.
Not bad. How about Lone Peak's Trajan Hansen with back-to-back highlight reel catches? The first, look at that. One-handed grab near the sidelines. I mean, he just stuck that mid up and grabbed it down, and then look at this, the next play.
How many stars is this kid?
Touchdown catch.
Give him 4 stars.
Great plays. Lone Peak ended up losing, though. Tough.
Where is he going to school? It was a rough weekend for college and NFL referees. This ref in the Wake Forest North Carolina game takes a dive, but how about the presence, the recovery, and the degree of difficulty? The Red Rocks would give him a 10.
Yes.
Well done, sir.
Alabama's Najee Harris. This is a nominee for College Football Play of the Year. The stiff arm, the hurdle, and he shreds a tackler near the end there for the touchdown. The trifecta on this run kind of reminded me a little bit of Marshawn Lynch.
Alabama's got another NFL running back, I'm afraid. He ended up getting pummeled at the end of that, so lesson learned, don't do that in the cage. Have some respect for your opponent.
Have a good night, guys. We'll see you next weekend.
I don't think Utah respected Idaho State.